Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Words of Life. I hope and pray that all is well with you, and thank you for taking time out of your day and tuning in. I want us to consider something that something that we just may quickly dismiss as just that there is no real necessary importance to it, but as I put in the description recently, I just took out and they got me thinking that spiritual application to that task. Of course, the most important application is okay, what garbage is in my life? If there's anything that I need to throw out, I know that most importantly, I have to be watching out for any sinful thoughts, words, actions, and those have to be thrown out. I have to clear out that garbage, make sure that none of that is in my life. I mean, if there is something in my life that is trash and garbage, I need to make sure that I am seeking help with ridding myself of that. A reference for looking up biblical passages, and when I put in the very word garbage, it led me to Luke chapter 12, and I'll want to read a portion of that section, and I will specify which specific verse that came during that during that search. But let us just read from Luke chapter 12 in verses 1 through 7. It reads in verse 1, under these circumstances, after so many thousands of people had gathered together that they were stepping on one another, he began that will not be revealed and hidden that will not be known. Accordingly, whatever you have said in the dark will be heard in the light, and what you have whispered in the inner rooms will be proclaimed upon the housetops. Verse 4, I say to you, my friends, do not be afraid of those who kill the body and after that have no more that they can do. But I will warn you whom to fear. Fear the one who, after he has killed, has authority to cast into hell. Yes, I tell you, fear him. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 cents? Yet not one of them is forgotten before God. Indeed, the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Do not fear. You are more valuable than many sparrows. Just to make a few comments, um, as this of false teaching, especially of those of the Pharisees, don't be hypocritical. Don't be like them. In other places, he tells, um, do the actual things that they instruct, but don't act like them because they don't actually do the very task and they don't actually follow the actual law, even though they claim to do so. So that's talking about that hypocrisy. Make sure you do what they say, but not what they do, because they actually don't do what they claim that they do. But going further, then it indicates that make sure that you don't be hypocritical. Make sure that you don't think that your words, your actions, if done in secret, that they are not seen. Of course, God sees everything, He knows everything. Whatever you think that you done in the dark, the light will be shine upon those things. So we have to be careful. Then further along, it talks about, as Jesus instructs, don't be fearful of who can actually harm you, um, except for make sure that you fear the one, even after you have died, who has authority to judge and cast you out into the outer darkness, into hell. So when I looked up garbage, it brought up Luke, specifically chapter 12 and verse 5. So the whole notion of being thrown out, cast out, that is something that I don't know about you. I don't want to be cast out. I do not want to be thrown out like the trash. And there's many other passages that also came up, but this was the first one, and it's very sobering that there will be a time where many individuals will be thrown out because of the choices that they've made, or the choices that they didn't make in following the Lord. And so, then the last couple of verses, it just reminds us, and Jesus reminded his audience, remember that God does care. Because right after saying what he said, one might think that when he's talking like that, does God even care? Or when you hear such things as being cast out into hell, I would want to hear uh, hope, but he also warns us and makes sure that we understand that there is consequences to our actions. And so I hope and pray that these verses, like all the rest that we focused in on in various videos, give us some thought, makes us ponder in, okay, this is what God's word says, this is how I'm living my life, and I hope that we are continuing to strive to make the right choices, the choices that will ultimately allow us to be welcome into the abode of heaven and not cast out, like when we have to cast out or throw out our trash. I hope the only trash that we're throwing out is any sinfulness, hindrance in our lives. So, thank you as always for taking time out of your day. Feel free always to reach out to us if you want to discuss these things further and to open up God's Word, because we want to be able to talk to you about these things, because it's important for us to study upon God's Word and hopefully to live it each and every day. So may God bless you, and until the next time, take care.